Alright, so today I'm going to mix it up a little bit and not talk about my Jeep for once, and I'm going to talk about smoking some barbecue, smoking some Boston butt. So, bought a smoker a couple years ago and really have enjoyed trying to perfect my barbecue. So I thought I'd make a video of it and kind of walk you guys through step by step what I do, and I'll let you check out I'll show you my smoker as well, and show you all the ingredients that I use in my rub. It's a rub it's a basic rub that's published in a book. And I'll show you the book as well. And I've modified it a little bit here and there over the years to try to get it, a little bit better. So it's kind of fun doing this, and like I said, I'm gonna take a break from the Jeep, and I'm planning on smoking about 25 pounds of pork butt. So let me show you all the ingredients I use and all the tools that I use, and we'll get started. So for my rub, and I don't put the honey in there, but I use the honey on the pork butt because it really adds a lot of flavor and sweetens it up. Now that's not in the recipe, but that is something that I've learned over the years to add to it. So in the recipe you've got garlic powder, chili powder, onion powder, paprika, and red cayenne pepper. You also have salt and pepper, and then brown sugar as well. Obviously, for mixing all that up, you're going to need a large mixing bowl. As far as wood goes, I like the apple chunks. Everyone's going to be a little bit different on this and what your preference is. I've used hickory, cherry, all the main woods out there, and apple really produces a really nice flavor. But like I said, personal preference here. All right, over here you got some measuring cups and spoons. And then what you have here is a remote transmitter and receiver. So the transmitter sits on the top of the smoker, and it's got two probes, one that goes in the smoker to measure the temperature, and one that goes into the actual piece of meat to measure the internal temperature of the meat. Transmits that signal and that information to this receiver, so you can literally sit inside while this stuff is smoking. So over here I got some Eco Grips. These are heat resistant. And I say heat resistant because you will still feel some warmth, but they're pretty cool as far as their ability to allow you to pick up a pork butt that's been on the smoker for 10-12 hours and move it around or whatever you need to do with it. Got those at Amazon. They're not super expensive at all. So when it's all said and done, I've got these claws here, and you put these things on your hands. Kind of makes you feel like Wolverine from the X-Men, but it allows you to shred the pork butt, and it does a really good job. I've had good luck. These particular ones are actually named Bear Paws, and they're made in the USA, and I bought those on Amazon as well. And they work really, really good, and they're dishwasher safe. One more ingredient I forgot to tell you about, and this is probably the most important one. Cold beer. Nothing like a cold beer when you're smoking meat. So everybody's going to have a different opinion on barbecue sauce, and it's kind of Ford versus Chevy, kind of like the different types of wood there are to use. But I have really searched for a good barbecue sauce, and again, this is what I like. It's called the Shed. It's not I don't know how widely carried this is, but the Shed, you got sweet and spicy here, and then you've got a spicy mustard-based sauce. And I find these to be, I love them. I think they're great. So if you've never tried these before, give them a try. They're pretty good. So I'm getting ready to mix up my rub right now, and I just want to throw out there that there's a lot of good rubs that you can buy pre-made right off the shelf at your local grocery store, and they're pretty good. Experiment around with them, try different ones. I happen to like this one, but that doesn't mean that there's not other good ones out there. All right, I've got 25 pounds of pork butt to do, so I'm going to double up on some of these measurements in the recipe. And one of the ways I've customized this rub is to add a little bit more brown sugar. So between the extra brown sugar and the honey, it really sweetens up the barbecue, and it tastes really, really good. So the recipe calls for a half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm probably going to do triple that recipe. And I usually do a cup, so I'm going to do 3 cups of brown sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really good that way. All right, once you got all your rub ingredients in there, what I just do is I just mix it up with my hand. Yes, I'll wash my hands. Another thing I wanted to show you was these aluminum pans. I think I got these on Amazon as well, and they have proven to be invaluable. So they're aluminum, they'll never rust, and they're big, so they hold all the meat. And that's what I'll use to put the rub, to get the rub put on the pork butts. So this is 25 pounds of Boston butt, and bone in. I do not like I like the flavor that the bone adds to it. And then you just take your rub. This is how I do it, and I just kind of rub it in, literally. You end up spilling a lot of it, and you can just pick it up off the, just get it all in there. So this is a little secret ingredient here. This is just some honey. And once the rub's on there, I like to take some honey and just drizzle it over the top of these pork butts. So on these three pork butts, I used a whole 12-ounce can of honey. Now, again, not everyone's going to like that, but I think it adds a lot of flavor, and it kind of helps caramelize your rub. And you'll see that what I'm talking about in the morning. Okay, here's what they look like done with the rub on. Again, I go a little heavy with the rub, and I'm going to let them kind of sit overnight with that rub on it and put them back in the refrigerator. And I'm going to actually put them on the smoker tomorrow morning about 6 a.m. And butts this size probably will take anywhere from 10 to 12, maybe 13 hours to get to that internal temperature of 190 degrees. So I'm going to get these in the fridge, and I'm going to get my smoker and start getting that ready. Okay, so here is my smoker. So this is a smoker by a company out in Texas called Smokin-it. Did a little research. Actually, I didn't do a little research. I always do a lot of research. But I started Googling and looking around online for reviews about smokers, electric smokers, and this one came out. Really good reviews. Everybody had good things to say about it. And if you go on their website, smokin-it.com with a dash, you'll see the reviews on these smokers. So commercial grade latches on it, all stainless steel, and I've had it for 4 or 5 years, and it's done nothing but good for me. So I want to show you what the smoker looked like all set up. So I got some aluminum on the base there. I got my racks down here. So this is my drip pan, and it goes right under here, kind of like that. And then this is what the wood box looks like. So you open that up, got it loaded up with some apple wood, real nice flavor to it, and it's got a groove, and it slides right over that heating element just like that. So I'm going to put my racks in, and I'm good to go. Okay, so I'm all set up for tomorrow. Part 2 coming up.